Tres Amigos, here we come.
Here we come. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike, VA3MW. I've got Tim and JP. Good morning or good afternoon, guys. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
This is where you guys. This is where you
Hasta la
speak.
vista, hasta luego.
Tim was actually
Hasta
giving
noches.
Tim was giving JP Spanish lessons.
Yeah.
It wasn't going well.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Yo no sé.
Tú sabes mucho. You know a lot. Yeah.
I can speak in petit peu. Oh, that's French. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Come on. Where's your French, Michael? Come on.
I shouldn't say this out loud because I wouldn't be surprised if some of my teachers are ham operators as well. But in my world, long time ago, I took French from grade 4 to grade 9. Still can't speak a word of it. Dropped French for typing in grade 9 or 10. And it was the smartest move I ever made because now I can type like 90 words a minute. We used to come out of a gym class right before typing class. So, here it is, October, you're playing football outside and you come in with frozen fingers into typing class and can't do anything. So, hey, Richard. So it was a lot of fun. And actually, high school was a great time for me. We had a blast.
I loved it. Would not do it again.
Hey, Martin.
Hey, Travis. Travis is going to be our latest, greatest Node-RED programmer.
Yay.
Well, wow. I can't keep up to all these guys.
A lot of names that I'm starting to recognize in a lot of names. This is cool.
Here comes Paul. We got some DX coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Dave found us. So, Dave, I just emailed you back. So, Dave and I trade emails all day long. Dawn. And I don't know who this is, and I'm not saying a word. And Stu, how are you? Tim told me a story about you, Stu, in an AMSAT meeting, but that's as far as that's going to go.
Wrong Stu.
Wrong Stu?
Yeah.
Wrong Stu. Oh. Never mind then. Gene. Oh, everybody's jumping in today. Bill.
Yeah.
Must be hot outside.
Stranger?
Ranko, I know that guy.
Stranger?
That rings a bell.
Hey,
Ranko, he sold them all.
It's always a party.
I keep seeing people work Ranko on 6 meters, but I can never hear him. So he's getting the East Coast just a little bit further west.
Mm.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello.
Charlie's
There's
Jose
Jorge.
Sanchez, Puerto Rico. Let's go.
I do have an invite to go to the dish from crap. What's his name? It'll come to me. Somebody will tell me. Andrew, every day you don't miss us. That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, George.
V51. We'll probably get worked out. DXCC here pretty soon on this call.
How many states are you missing on 6 meters, Tim?
Two. Hawaii and Alaska.
I got them both.
I have Hawaii, but I don't have Alaska, I think. Yeah, I have Hawaii.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Ranko,
tough.
this message is for you.
It'll be tough from North Carolina, but that magic double hop day will show up one time.
We've had some amazing double hop days lately, so.
Yeah.
Hi, Jim.
Detroit,
he's got the same weather I do. It's going to get hot and muggy again, right, Jim? So. And there's Mr. Tate, an alpha member. Masson, I'm working on your deal. You got something coming for you. This is another one of our youth people. So thanks for your emails this week.
Wisconsin.
Wow, everybody's saying something. We may have to just get started.
I was going to say, yep.
North Carolina. There you go.
Hey.
Butch.
There, Tim.
I was going to say, we'll get WAS here pretty soon. So.
We got that one. So every once in a while, I get something I really shouldn't push out, so I have to be careful. And Jim said something. Okay, we got, there you go. And Dave, by the way, so Dave's, I'm going to talk about Dave. Dave's been our lead on Node-RED projects. And even though we've been focusing on Flex Radio, it has nothing to do with Flex Radio. It just happens to be because the plugins and the ability to communicate with the radio on the LAN is part of the radio. So Dave's been working on that, and we have a group on groups.io, and welcome anybody, even if you know nothing about it but want to learn. He's putting together, if he hasn't done it already, a cookbook on how to get started on Node-RED. Now, if you just put your call sign there, we would have known who you are.
Hey, John, how's it going?
John, you know what? Married to a 6600 or whatever radio you have, the AG is a great switch. Until I got one, and then I went, wow, I don't have to worry about anything. Things just work. So anyway, I wanted to thank a bunch of people. And it's all you people that are here. Normally through the summer is a bad HF month. And it's certainly bad for, sorry, my setup's a little different. I remember to look at the camera. It's in the bright white light. We have had amazing sales. It's been a great HF month. And for whatever reason, and even without the shows and Dayton and stuff, we've had so many people and so many new users and so many new radios shipped. Oops. That timer is not supposed to go, so that was what I was trying to fix, and it'll go every 10 minutes, so I'll disappear for a second. And so I just wanted to thank everybody that's contributed to and joined the Flex family and hardware, etc. So it's been it's actually discussed in our staff meeting just before this call, and so thanks to everybody who's been part of it, whether you've picked up a new amplifier or you've, JP didn't want to mention amplifiers because he's out of stock again. Picked up a new amplifier, new radio, you traded in your radio for a new or used radio, but you're now part of Flex. And this would be some good DX. I got a lens almost that big. In fact, I'm using my Nikon D500 for my camera today. And etc. So thank you for that. And so I mentioned trade-ins. We still do trade-ins. Yes, you can trade in your old amplifier for a new radio. You can trade in an old radio for a new amplifier. Oh, we don't have any at the moment. That'll change. That'll change. I should cautiously mention Maestros. It is a work in progress. As fast as we can, it's going longer than we want it to be, and a lot of that has to do with supply chain. So, and that's all changed. Since March and April, things have gotten slower in places, and it's as simple as a knob not showing up. You can't ship, you can't ship anything without a knob or a decal or anything. You can't ship 99.9% of a car if you buy a new car. So, what else I got? Don't forget QSO Today is coming up on August 8th. That's our Ham Radio Expo. It's like a Dayton online. Or Friedrichshafen, I hope I pronounced that correctly. So please go to QSO Today and register. It's free. There's prizes. There's a ton of amazing speakers. I actually get to speak twice. So if you're really tired and I don't put you to sleep the first time, you get a second chance. I'll be talking on our product line, as a vendor, but I'll also be talking about remote operation at a really high level and what you need to look for, and less product, but more the story of and the advantages I've learned about remote operating. So I'm looking forward to that. How many people
already registered for QSO Today?
Over 10,000, I think Eric told us.
Quite a number.
So it was like when K3LR did Ham Radio University, which usually 200 or 300 people go to, and I forgot what the number was. It was in the thousands that watched it live, and who knows how many watched it after in playback. So that's been really wonderful.
When is going to be QSO Today?
August 8th and 9th. We'll be around to answer questions. And,
we're going to have a booth, right?
We have a booth. We're a gold sponsor. And that will go on, but you still have about a month to watch. Okay, how am I going to watch 70 presenters in 2 days? Not to worry, you got a whole month to watch 70 presenters. You can even watch them twice. So, JP, anything from you?
Well, you quite said it all already.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Did you talk to any interesting people this week?
That's a very good question. Well,
I didn't even ask you to warn you about that question.
No. You got me fully unsurprised. But well, I had a very good conversation with a very experimented ham. I can't remember. I mean, his name is Bill Maddock. I can't remember. He remember his call sign. He has like 120 feet towers at his location, and he's very well trained. Don't we all? Yeah. Yeah, and he told me a lot of secrets and tips about, because I'm about to set up some towers here on my new QTH, and I was very thankful for all his advice he gave me on how to wire 220, like grounding, the wiring towards my shack in the shed. Like, he was a very interesting guy, and I learned a lot. Basically,
it's amazing the talent and the ham radio knowledge we have out there, and you can tell on the forum. Some people just guess and it's hearsay, but when somebody answers and they know their stuff, you can tell they know their stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they've gone to the school of hard knocks, and they've learned by their mistakes. And as I always said, man, I've made a ton of mistakes, and I've learned a lot, and I still make a ton of mistakes. But
an important thing is to share, what you know.
Yeah.
Don't keep the knowledge for yourself. Share.
I know Tim's made a few mistakes.
Today.
Blowing up, if you think today only.
Today.
Well, before we get into what we're going to talk about, the other funny thing is Tim calls me up and says, "Can you go up to 10 meters FM and try this for me?" So we had to go in another room, and I go to 10 meter FM, and I put it on 29.600, which is a 10 meter FM simplex frequency, and I test something for him and call him back, and yeah, it works as it should, and type of thing, and I forget about it. Then I have lunch, and I'm sitting in yet another room, and all of a sudden, where are these voices coming from? 10 meter FM was open. And then I looked, I could see the repeater on, and the beauty of, an SDR and a waterfall, I could see signals on 62, which is the output of a 10 meter repeater. It used to be a British Virgin Island repeater. I've been so out of 10 meter FM, but up here, we would hear it all the time. And then I could also see signals on 68. So that's 29.62, 29.68. And if you want to set up to check if the repeaters there, go look them up. It's 0.1 megahertz down or 100 kilohertz down, which is just a nightmare if you're a repeater operator. That number is pretty tight to come up with a set of cavities. Most of these 10 meter repeaters are split site, meaning the receiver and the transmitter are miles apart for that reason, so they don't interfere with each other. And some of them need a tone to turn them on, but it was good to see, and so I heard this guy in Chicago, and I put him on the cluster, and so if you wonder how we got spotted, it was me. So that was cool. So we got 6 meter stuff, we got 10 meter stuff. I did a chat on low band lightning earlier on how just out of the box we handle static crashes. Tim and I did that I guess 10 days ago now, so that's worth watching. I got a lot of great feedback about that. And then what else do we do in that? Bit of talk on tracking notch filters, which is really cool. And by the way, if you're a satellite user, if you're using the linear birds and you're going to use our stuff, it's not uncommon to hear 2 meter birdies in your house. So a tracking notch filter is wonderful because you can notch it out. But if you're using a satellite, because of Doppler, you're always dialing the frequency to listen to the guy coming down. Well, that notch stays where you put it, and eventually it drifts away, but you don't hear it. And it's something I don't think anybody else does, so that's pretty cool. And looks like Bill got his amp.
Oh, Bill. Yeah.
There's a 6.2. I think 6.2 was too close for me, Andy, but, well, you never know. It depends if it was a really short skip. And then so I asked Tim. Actually, Tim invited himself in because we have a new community coming. I can't remember how that happened.
No, I was drag kicking and screaming into this.
Oh, did you get asked to ask me? Okay, well that works too. So hey Andy, and Andy's I think got his smart link issue sorted out, so that's good. Was it Andy I was talking to? Anyway, that being said, so we get a new community coming. So as you know, on a big surprise, Tim wakes up one morning, gets this email and says, "You've got 19 days, and we're yanking the plug on Get Satisfaction." And that came from, I guess the parent company was Sprinkler with an R, no E strain. Yep. So anyway, so that's when we were busy enough, that was a new surprise. One thing, I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. These things are not inexpensive. We pay big O dollars per month to run this, right?
Yes.
So it's not like a $50 spin up and away you go. This is big business for some
Yep.
people. They have lots of staff. The company we're dealing with is great. It's not cheap. Anyway, Tim, where do you want to start? What do you want to tell us about it?
Well, for those, I'll start with a little bit of the history. Like Mike said, we got an email one morning from Sprinkler, the parent company of Get Satisfaction, and said, "Oh, we love you, but we're pulling the plug in 19, 20 days or something like that." And this is this is a company that we had a business relationship since 2013. And I can tell you that ourselves and probably everybody else who was a Get Satisfaction user was not very pleased with that aspect of it. And I've actually had the pleasure of getting some secondhand information from some other Get Satisfaction users about the whole thing. But so it put us in scramble mode. We truly believe in what the community does and can do for our business and for our customers. And so there was absolutely no discussion about, are we going to have one? Are we not going to have one? There was none of that. It was basically, the mandate that I got was go find a new one and make it happen yesterday. So we spent 2 hectic weeks putting together essentially a list or a requirements document for ourselves about what we wanted to see in a community. We had done one, and so anytime you have the opportunity to do something twice, you try to do it better the second time. And so it took us about 3 days to narrow down our candidates to 2 or 3, and then we started doing extreme due diligence on our candidates. And Mike was part of our team, and we beat some people up pretty good in a really short amount of time. We asked the tough questions, and it took about a week. Took about a week to get all of our information together and everything, and we finally made a decision. And we did that prior to Get Satisfaction going away, which was our target goal to do. And I can announce today, for the first time, that we have chosen, drum roll please, that we're going to be using Vanilla Forums as our community provider. And so we signed our contracts at the end of June. We got everything started, and the first order of business after we inked the document and they sent us a bill was to migrate all of the data from Get Satisfaction. Like I said, we started that community in July of 2013. We had about 20,000 posts and about 200,000 comments. The community had 7,776 users that had joined in that amount of time. And so, one of the things that we talked about is that we wanted to preserve that previous information. There's some really good information there from our customers, about setting up station automation. Matter of fact, one of the prior posts that I looked at for an auditing that we did after we migrated was the post that Mike started on Node-RED. Which is like 20-something pages and 6,000.
I actually have a PDF of. I have a PDF of that whole document.
Yeah, it's pretty big. But the good news is that as of today, we have actually completed the data migration of the Get Satisfaction data into our new Vanilla Forum. And so I've been spending some time in between doing support requests, doing data audits, and making sure that all the data is there, and it looks like it's there. And this is a big milestone for us in bringing the community up. This is like if you think of the community as constructing a house, or this is a house in a gated community. I've spent the last 2 weeks learning all of the codes and who I need to talk to as far as getting approvals and stuff done for the building codes, and migrating the data into the new form is like building the foundation. So that we have completed the foundation, of the community, and so we're real excited about that. This is a big milestone, and we're incredibly pleased that we've achieved it. And so what happens next is that we need to stand up the community, and there's some more configuration that has to be done before we bring it live. And then once we bring it live, we'll be inviting all of those 7,776 users that we migrated over. We'll be sending you an email and inviting you to join the new community with a link on exactly how to do that and what you need to do. But the good thing is that if you had a user account in the old community, you've got a user account in the new community. All you're going to have to do is change your password, and you'll be on. And all of your posts and comments and topics that were in the old community are going to be linked to your user account.
That's amazing.
So it's not going to be completely transparent because there's some differences. But this was one of our major design goals and deliverables, and so we've met it today. So it's very good. Let's see what else. Mike asked me, "What's
so the next question? The big question is when."
Yeah, when.
Yeah.
When it's
when
it's the same. It's the same as the software question.
When it's done. Yeah.
When it's done. That's essentially what it is. We do have an internal target to try to be done by the middle of August at the latest. But a lot of that really is dependent on resources. As Mike said, everybody in the company is incredibly busy right now, and so it's like I'm taking my full-time job and then doing another one on top of it. So it's taking a little bit of time, but the mandate is as soon as possible. Let's see. Mike had asked me.
It's not real simple.
No,
there's a lot of stuff that has to go on.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what to ask or anyway. So yes, I did ask you what's different.
So what's different? So there are a couple of things different with this new community, and some things we think the users are going to like. There's a process called gamification, of which as you could participate and contribute to the community by doing certain things, you earn points. So if you start a post, you get points. If you answer a question, you get points. There's also, if you do bad things, you get points taken away. But the points are cumulative, and as you earn points, you get rewards. And they're little badges. You get badges for a certain number of points, and so your little avatar on the community will have a badge and everything. And the higher in points you go, the bigger your badge or the more valuable your badge is. And so the whole point of gamification is twofold. One is to encourage participation. The second thing is that we've also got
Dave's being an idiot.
Yeah, when it cash in points for an air flight. Yeah, that would be a little RC plane that is battery controlled, gives you about 3 minutes of flight time.
So let me interrupt by here before you guys yell at me for picking on Dave. Dave is an Elmer. He's volunteered at Dayton a couple of times. He's a part of the company, so I'm just poking fun at him.
Yeah, I've known Dave for a long time. But
carry on.
So the gamification also does a couple of other things. And as you gain points and as you earn bigger badges and stuff, your comments and everything have the potential of becoming more authoritative. And that's another aspect of the vanilla forums that we've liked, is that there's a ranking system. And so if you write a post and then and people like the post, they can give you a thumbs up on your post and you earn points. If somebody puts an answer down that is the answer to the question and everything, and people like that answer, they have the ability to give it thumbs up. And the more people who like your answers, the more points you get, and the higher you go in the rankings. And eventually you'll be able to achieve, the exalted level of Elmer in our community, and stuff. So this
God, if it was me, I'd end up in jail, I think.
Yeah, well, there is a jail, but but we're real excited about the gamification. We're real excited about the ranking system too, to be able to rank up. You can agree or disagree with posts. If somebody says something that you don't agree with, there's a little icon that you can click on it. Like on Facebook, you either like or there's not a dislike
or like
button.
Reddit.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can thumbs up or thumbs down a post, and and if you the users of the community actually have an active participation in helping the community become more productive for the community as a whole. If there's somebody that continues to put out bad answers or anything like this, and he keeps getting voted down, eventually his answers will not be as authoritative as others. And
right. As we're all joking around here, this is just some serious stuff, because you have to consider the new user that there I go dark again, but you have to consider I'm still here. I just got to find the right button. I'm using my SLR camera into a converter, and it keeps going at a live view. And I'm sure there's a setting for it, which I tried just before we started, and what I got out of that was nothing, but no picture at all. So we didn't do that. But in all seriousness, as a new user who's just overwhelmed by all this information and people, and you don't know 90% of the terms or whatever, you need to, we want to help you, and we want the right people to help you, and we don't want to, and we have some, we're sort of an interesting bunch, ham radio operators, and we sometimes have some sly answers that we sort of tongue in cheek, but to a new user, they don't get the joke. So you want to be cautious of that as well, because we do want our new ham operators and new flex users to really appreciate what is truly fact. And we're already seeing that in Facebook today, where we get some I'm going to say slide remarks because I can't think of a nicer way to set it, and then Tim and I have to jump in and sort of try to turn it around, saying, no, that's not really the way it works, and we're not trying to be the bullies in town, but we want to make sure it's really clear so that the person who asked the original question really does understand what is right and what is wrong, not a guess. And people do want to speak up and be heard, but sometimes they're just not accurate. So that's what. And Julie's got a question here. I'll post it for you in a minute. But carry on.
Okay, but yeah, I was
interrupted you.
And the badging and gamification also helps those new users. If you see an answer by a guy that's got 10,000 points, versus the answer from the person that's got 15 points, which one are you going to put a little more validity into? There's some. So the new community is going to be more user interactive in that regard, as far as how authoritative certain answers or comments and stuff like that can be. There's also there's
hold on a second, and you also have to be aware, if you're that guy with 10,000 points, you can't joke around anymore.
Yes. Yes. Well,
you have to
behave
without being really clear. You have to behave. So
yeah. Yes, absolutely. So we're real excited. We're bringing all this together, and hopefully, like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on, but we're going to dedicate a little bit of time every day to move this thing forward, and work as quickly as we can to extricate ourselves from Facebook, because while Facebook groups are a wonderful thing, they are notoriously difficult for managing. And
I know,
as Mike and I know, and that's where we're at. And so
and what's happening lately too, you've probably seen it, right? So and so commented on your comment, and I look for these, right, and I click on it, and it goes to the top of the Facebook enthusiast group, and I can't find it.
Yeah.
And so if I didn't reply to something somebody wanted me to reply to. It's not that I'm ignoring it. It means I truly can't find it. And we spent a lot of time, looking through this and trying to keep it civil and stuff as well. But yeah, and then sometimes, I get stuck on Facebook replying at 11 o'clock at night in my phone. So instead of supplying paragraphs, it's a sentence, and it sometimes comes across a little wrong. Trust me, it's not what it's meant to be.
Yeah,
all guilty, right?
Yep.
Heck, even Dawn, who manages our shipping area, and the ladies that work back there, I've seen Dawn respond at 5 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock at night. We're on this for you, and so we're all engaged, right? So,
yep.
Anyway.
So, any questions before I turn it over to the dynamic duo here?
Here's Julie's question. Can we have animated avatars?
Yes. So, so you will be able to have avatars for your account.
I can just see what we're going to see.
Post a picture of your amplifier, Julie.
An animated amplifier. Dave will be the first one. We're going to pick on Dave because he's not here. Dave was also on the show about a month ago, right? So, all right. Well, that's all I have. Tim, thank you. Unless,
You're welcome.
So we'll try to keep you informed. There'll be another insider coming out in a few weeks before QSO today. We'll have some more details on that. And unfortunately, is policy, and I think every vendor has this problem. We really don't put a line in the sand until we're sure we can make that line in the sand. Otherwise, you never know what gets what strikes you to slow you down, and it's not for lack of effort and trying. Believe me, if we're trying to get something out the door or whatever, we really want to get it out the door. It's not like we're trying to drag it out. Yeah. But anyway, so
it's the unknowns that you don't know that get you.
Yeah, it's like Lori and I'll be on stuff all weekend. We're trying to spin up some other stuff, which you hear about, but we're busy.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
By the way, I've been here now 3 years, completed 3 years, about this time in a month, and it has been a blast. Is some of the greatest people I've ever worked with, and I've worked for a lot of people, but big, large company, and we all have fun, and we just do it. We just get stuff done. It's so much fun. And sometimes we get to play with radios.
Yeah. Occasionally.
I still love the hobby. So sometimes I I close all the Chrome stuff that has to work, and then I bring up FT8 or whatever, or go on the cluster, or work on some Node-RED flows and stuff. And so yeah, it's been great. So gentlemen, thank you for your time today. I know you've all been busy, and I wish you a nice weekend. And for our first responders too, that I know still more than you ever signed up for. Thank you for all that, and stay safe. Yeah. We just turned on stage 3 here in Ontario, so that's nice. Except for the core city of Toronto, where there's 11 million people, still held back a little bit, but they usually fall about a week behind, and so we're getting there. But please don't forget, it's not like the virus is gone, man. It's just waiting to take advantage of any weaknesses. So like a virus in a computer. So just be safe. 7-3
Very all. Much so. All right.
7-3. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ciao.